We should be live. So, as always, hello and welcome everyone to the State of the Empire Assembly for the 16th of November 2019. Of course, we are live streaming all of this and it will be DVR'd so that anybody who misses it can go back and skim through or watch the meeting in its entirety. We make no efforts to hide very much at all around here. Transparency we feel is important. And of course, I like to start by thanking everybody who chose to attend the meeting on time this week, including Ailerons, Drusilla, Merc Angel, SJ, Unlikey Mike, Tandang, Alchemist, Sleepy Thomas Blackthorn, Howhurl, Novasef, Nielsen, and of course, officiating the meeting, I am Emperor Farrison. Going forward, we like to start the meetings by welcoming the newest members of the Empire who've taken the time to register on the website at kaldaranempire.com, including Azamet, Fate, Exile, SJ, Drusilla, Alchemist, Superfly Anus Guy, Hamo, Mercangel, Axley, Spectre 6, Weed What, Catan, Niwirni, Helix Mantis, Not Allowed, Kazarl, and the Black Lion. Some names are more well thought out than others. So, of course, I wish you all a warm welcome to our ranks and to each of your legions on behalf of the Empire as a whole. I hope you all find a long and prosperous time here and make plenty of friends along the way. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or suggestions, I ask you to bring them forward at any time, public or private. My DMs are open, and we have channels for airing things publicly if that's more your style. Feedback is appreciated and prioritized alongside engagement for promotions. And segueing right along, speaking of promotions, the next part of every meeting is just that. I'd like to congratulate those who have stepped up and or been promoted this week. While all of these are logged in the promotions channel of our Discord, I still feel it's important to take a moment at each State of the Empire to recognize the greatness and efforts put forward by the Kaldaran membership to make this place better. First, I'd like to cover a couple of promotions for formality's sake in keeping with the revisions to our officer corps. For his continued efforts and long-standing service as commanding officer of the 1st Legion, his ongoing mission to further the interests and success of the Kaldaran Empire, and his proactive efforts and offers to act as a bridge to the lower ranks who may feel intimidated to speak directly with the Warlord Frodo or myself, I hereby promote Clytor to Matrix, and I am entering a special commendation into his record in recognition of his loyalty and dedication in the face of multiple tests by outside forces and needless drama he has expertly navigated his way through. Further, in accordance with our revisions to the officer program and his continued service as the commanding officer of the 2nd Legion, I am promoting Deer Jr. to Matrix. Once again, in accordance with our revisions, you'll notice a pattern here, to the officer program, and for his standing service as the commanding officer of the 4th Legion, alongside his continued efforts to build upon our European presence in Destiny 2, I am promoting Warhead to Matrix. And finally, once again, in accordance with our revisions, and his continued efforts to build up the 7th Legion, our presence in Warframe, and his active participation in recruitment efforts, I am promoting Frank to the rank of Matrix. I am also entering a special commendation into his record for consistent and quality meme posting that never fails to earn a chuckle. We are, to some extent, a social group, and working to keep that social fabric strong is always appreciated. Now, with the officers out of the way, we're going to step ourselves down just a measure. Over the course of the past week, the Warlord and I have been working behind the scenes with some help from a couple of our officers to put together a new training program for aspiring officers to be. The Imperial Academy is opening up this week and will be working to give the tools and knowledge that have been acquired to the next generation of our commissioned officers. The upper ranks of Kaldara have worked long and hard through times both prosperous and stagnant via trial and error to find these best practices for improving the Empire and its administration. Further, the Academy will act not just as a method for teaching new officers, but a sort of virtual campus of community craft intended to promote the active sharing of different methodologies and the collaboration on new techniques for seeing a more prosperous and stable set of officers and the Empire as a whole. Those who graduate from the Imperial Academy will count themselves among the ranks of the Officer Corps, representing a bright new future for the Kaldaran leadership. In accordance to this, I hereby grant the rank of Zakrix to Callsign Sparky for his long-standing dedication to the Kaldaran Empire, his willingness to place the group above many of his own personal issues, and his resilient efforts to remain a part of the group actively, despite the status of his computer being a toaster. For his efforts to step up and his continued work acting as the personnel officer of the 1st Legion, I am pleased to grant the rank of Zakrix to Tandang. Also, for his efforts to step up, his willingness to help and be part of the solution to the occasional spouts of inactivity, and his eagerness to engage with the group, I am pleased to grant Mikey P82 the rank of Zakrix. For his willingness to step up and help the 4th Legion, I also grant the rank of Zakrix to Helix Mantis. And finally, Average Weeb. For your efforts to chase the executive officer position alongside several others, your attempts to be an active contributor to the Empire, and your desire to join the ranks of the officers and make something greater of your time in Kaldara, I am pleased to grant you the rank of Zakrix. I look forward to welcoming all of you to the Imperial Academy, and I wish you all the best of luck and the greatest of determination to succeed in your training and attain the rank of Sulavix. The Academy will also be taking on a few more candidates in the near future. We have a couple in mind who should be approached within the coming days. And last but certainly not least, we head to the final set of our promotions for the day. The Enlisted. The backbone and the workhorse of the Kaldaran Empire. All of our flashy titles and self-aggrandizing speeches would mean nothing if not for you glorious individuals. So we take a moment to recognize you all, and more directly, a few who have stood out this week. Alchemist, for your efforts to engage with the group and your activity in Discord, you are hereby promoted from Kamat Grade 2 to Stivos. Novasef X, in recognition of your continued activity and rising engagement with the group, positive attitude, proactive behavior, and efforts to offer feedback, suggestions, and more to the group in-game and in Discord, you are hereby promoted to Photomar. Additionally, a special commendation has been placed in your record for your active willingness to help and take on the responsibility of elaborating and structuring your ideas rather than throwing them out and expecting command staff to just figure out what you meant from there. I've had that happen before. Finally, I'd like to take a moment and note to everyone that if you feel that you deserve a promotion and have been overlooked, please speak up. There's about 400 people in this Discord or so. It's hard to keep up with everybody. Some are inactive, some are semi-active. It's a wide range of people. We're always looking for a good reason to promote a few more people. Makes us feel that the group's going well. Hopefully makes you feel a little more engaged with the group. So if anybody feels that they've been particularly active and deserving of a promotion and has not received it, I will actually open the floor for anybody present to speak up now. All right, good talk. So that covers the standard opening of the meeting that we'll probably go through every week with a little bit of difference in fare depending on who's stepping up, who's getting promoted, and who's new to the Empire. I hope that gives you all a decent little insight into some of our priorities when we run these meetings and some of the recognition that we like to pass out, and hopefully further sets you on the course to your own promotions, knowing why people are being promoted. Beyond that, I only have a few other things to announce for today. I'm actually going to take a moment to go over our project board, which will be another thing that I will be doing on a weekly basis as soon as I can find the right channel. So, of course, within this past week, we have reworked the rank structure. We have made it to where you can be promoted all the way to E6, our Killath rank, without necessarily having to step up and take on dedicated responsibilities on a day-to-day basis. These enlisted ranks now represent more of your engagement and veterancy within the group rather than anything else. They used to represent um, administrative positions. However, we've spent some time reviewing and decided that it's better to push those up to officers fully and take a more expanded rank of enlisted members to just enjoy leveling up in the group, so to speak. Additionally, we have added the rank pips that you all see in front of your names, complete with the bot setting them as prefixes, so that you should be able to, with very little effort, tell who is what rank at a glance without needing to scroll through the user list on the right-hand side of your screen. And we have also reworked the officers. Legion admins are now going to be officers of O1 Sulovic status. Executive officers will be O2s or Chakras. And Legion commanders, commanding officers, will be O3 Matrix. And of course, as we've said, we're introducing the Imperial Academy. That is nearing its completion. We've got the outline, the rank structure, the first batch of candidates, and all that's left is to gather up the disparate and separate materials and finish organizing them into a curriculum that we already have an outline for. So within the next day or two, I expect to be able to start putting various candidates through the first stage of academy training. Furthermore, Legion rebuilding seems to be going quite well. We seem to have a very good turnout this week with the State of the Empire, which I'm very happy for. We are getting a fresh surge of people into the 1st and 2nd Legions. We've got XO positions being taken. Interviews have gone underway the past week, as I'm sure some of you may know. And the newest batch of officers, as we said, going into the academy. Beyond that, we have started looking into more routine organizations for raid teams. While we will not be discontinuing the ad hoc put together a raid team as you please philosophy, it will be a supplement to our organized, routine, weekly raid teams that hopefully exist on a semi-permanent basis. I would like to see multiple raids in a week. I'd like to see at least the raids that we have going currently repeated on a weekly basis. So a raid on Saturday, maybe we'll put together one for Sunday, maybe we'll put together one for a Tuesday. Whatever people feel is a good time for them to raid, try to find people who have a similar schedule and let's start putting together recurring raid teams. I want to see that activity burning bright at the heart of the Empire. Beyond that, we are in the early planning and deliberation stage for setting up a channel where we will contain various pinned links to guides, be it for raids, for certain activities, anything that would need a guide, might be mechanic heavy, and possibly may include build recommendations to help you further optimize your gameplay. Of course, none of these are required for you to follow, none of these are required for you to adhere to, but we would like to offer our members as many resources as possible to improve their gameplay experience. And finally, nearly complete, I have the rough draft of a document that basically just outlines our rank structure a bit more thoroughly for anybody who might be confused as to what all of these silly foreign sounding names mean. Little insight, loosely put, they're roughly translated from Draconic. It's just how we do things around here. Beyond that, of course, the Empire is looking to raise funds. We will never require you to spend money to be a part of the group. That's dumb, backwards, and ignorant. However, we have operating costs. We do try to occasionally run our own private game servers. We do have to pay for the website and the web domain. We do have some costs. As such, we have launched a Subscribe Star. It's a Patreon like service with less Silicon Valley censorious habits. Which, given we're a group that's kind of married to the principles of free speech, not going to get political with it, I never thought free speech was going to be a political issue in the United States, it just seemed the right decision to make in this case. I have most of the donation tiers set up. I have to set up a couple more and finish setting up the Discord side of things, but there will be private channels, and anybody who would like to further support all of the efforts that we make here to provide a fun and engaging clan with a decent rank structure and a sense of community, who can spare a couple bucks on a monthly basis. Maybe you drink one less coffee. Maybe you just are doing well in life and you want to help out in your hobby. We absolutely appreciate it, and I will be linking to that shortly. I want to finish getting it set up before I do. I expect to have it done either by the end of tonight or the end of tomorrow at the latest. With that, that should cover the bulk of things. I'm actually going to take a moment to open the floor and ask, does anybody here have questions, comments, concerns, or feedback about anything I've covered thus far this evening?
Will you post a link for the subscribe star thing or page or yeah?
Yes, like I said, once I've got it finished setting up within the next probably handful of hours today, I'll be posting the link and making sure that everybody can see it.
Okay, yes, making sure.
It's been a long time coming. There's been a lot of things we had to look at kind of behind the scenes to see where there might be a legal complication or anything silly like that. So I do apologize for the slowness of it, but it is getting there. Anyone else? All right, well, we got 5 people who still haven't configured their push to talk, and the rest don't seem interested.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like too. I'm just like, meh.
Well,
Actually, I guess I do have one question. I have yet to receive an in game clan invite. So I don't know if I did something wrong on the website or how I go about.
did you click the Bungie.net link for the Legion you were attempting to join?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you clicked the join button from that page?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so what's going on there is, and I'm trying to reach out to whoever I can get a hold of who's in the second. It's the second Legion, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to be trying to get in touch with somebody there who actually has administrative privileges. Let me see. See if they've been rolled out to the 2 newest admins. Ah, perfect. So actually, we have at least one person in this chat who should be able to solve your problem for you.
That'd be great.
I have to.
Besides that, that's the only thing I have.
Yeah, they should be checking that frequently. so I'm going to have a talk and make sure people are doing their jobs. It occasionally clicks through and happens, unfortunately. But you will notice that Neil's in there. He actually should be able to open up the Bungie.net page if he's not currently unable to open a browser for some reason. And he should go in and approve your request to join the Second Legion, and that should get you into the clan in game.
Thank you so much.
All right. And if that doesn't happen within the next, half hour or so, let me know, and I will find out who else can do some work on that one for you.
All right, will do.
Does anyone else have anything to add?
Nope, because I just got here. I don't even know what the fuck was just said.
Well, I will send you a copy of the long-winded pseudo speech that I put together to cover introductions, welcoming new members, promotions, etc. I've gone over the project board, announced the Imperial Academy.
Gotcha.
I don't think I have anything else for us this evening. Mention the subscribe star. And of course, at in a little over half an hour, there's a raid scheduled. There's 6 people already set up for it, so I expect that they'll break off down into Raid Team Alpha and enjoy, hopefully, a very successful raid with the 6 of them. Beyond that, if nobody else has anything to add, nobody else feels that they are deserving of a promotion they haven't received, and I would say that's most likely it. So I'll give everybody one final chance to speak their piece if they'd like.
Seems like we're all good here.
Frodo, did you have
Yeah,
anything
I
you'd
got
like to
nothing.
add?
Not that I can think of. Like I said, I just got in here, so I don't really know what to piggyback off or add to.
I think I did post earlier about potentially locking the raid voice chats to 6 players.
Oh, yes. I didn't see that, but I will do that because that's something that's been sitting in the back of my mind anyway.
Yeah, at least those. That way somebody can't pop in while somebody's doing a raid and trying to give instructions.
It is something I meant to do and just have been too busy, and there we go. Also, done and done. Was there anything else? Or are we pretty much set for the meeting tonight?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Yeah, I got
Awesome.
nothing either.
This is record time.
No, we've had shorter meetings. I just think we've covered a fair amount in a fairly short time for once, which is a nice change of pace.
Agreed.
So, of course, to everyone present, I'd like to thank you all again for attending. I hope this has given you some degree of insight and maybe some further incentive to engage with the group. Of course, I'll be here pretty much day in and day out, monitoring chat, piping in, posting some memes, playing games, making sure everything is running smoothly, and working behind the scenes to get some of our project board cleared off. With that said, I think we can call it an evening. Thank you all one last time for attending. And of course, long live the Empire.
To the Empire.